it's time to talk about the Pregnant Joker. Of course, we're going to talk about Pregnant Joker because this is Western comics industry, and that's what we have. We have Pregnant Joker to talk about. So, for those of you who don't know, in the latest edition or the latest issue of Joker solo comic, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, there's a backup story in which case the Joker gets pregnant. Not a big fan of Joker having his own title to begin with. I just think it's dumb. This particular book I think is weird. Like I said, I've read it. I even read the couple before it just to kind of get context. And so Joker, he's got this series of backup stories in this comic where Joker just kind of gets his butt kicked by female superheroes and kind of thirsts for him a little bit. It's weird. It's a disturbing take. I don't know where this is going or where this writer's coming from, but that's what's going on in the Joker comic. So in the latest issue, he gets in a fight with Zatanna, and Zatanna, while stepping on him with her big black high-heeled boots, and yes, insert all the reference and imagery that comes along with that. For some reason, she does a spell that makes him get pregnant, and she gives birth to like a clay baby who morphs into a little Joker baby, and then he goes to track down Zatanna so he can introduce her to their son. And that's pretty much the crux of the story. And, a lot of people are having a lot of reactions for lots of different reasons. And for the most part, I think the story is just kind of a nothing burger. I think it's stupid. I don't think it's particularly well written. I don't think it's particularly well drawn. I don't think it's a very good comic. I mean, I've got a lot of opinions, but really where I kind of come from with this is, so you're DC, you're doing the dawn of the DCU, you're trying to rebrand yourself. How in the world do you let this be a headline? How do you let this get through? I just don't understand how this story is good for not only what DC Comics is trying to do as far as, rebrand itself as this back to basics, we're going back to the core DC Comics that you know and love. How is this even good for the Western comic industry who's just kind of viewed as a joke? I mean, seriously now. If I'm working at DC Comics, so let's just put aside this writer and his issues for now, and whatever his politics are, whatever anything else is. You're just an editor at DC Comics. You know that the mandate has come down from on high that we want to go back to basics. We want to get away from divisiveness. We want to get away from politics. We want to get away from all the stuff that's been sinking DC Comics for the last several years. And that the first month of your relaunch stuff, you just put out Action Comics, you just put out the alpha for the Lazarus Planet, all your new initiative stuff that's supposed to be the new face of the DCU comes forward. All of that is back burner to this. How do you let this through as the editorial leadership at DC Comics? Seriously, even though the story is stupid and the story is just kind of a throwaway backup and whatever else, how do you not have the foresight to say, hey, what do we want people to be focused on? Do we want people to be focused on the fact that Clark Kent is back in the Superman titles? We want people to be focused on that this week we're launching our next big crossover event, this Lazarus Planet thing that's going to be a line-wide event. Do we want people to focus on the fact that this is the fresh restart of the DC universe, or do we want to focus on Joker's pregnant and giving birth? Because this stole all of DC's relaunch thunder. So I think it's really, really interesting to see such terrible decision-making and bad, unskilled editorial acumen on full display here. I mean, good Lord. So if I were the head man at DC Comics, if I were in charge, and I knew this relaunch or soft relaunch was coming down the pipes, and the creative team of this Joker comic brought this story to me, I would have scrapped this idea. There's no way this would see print. No way at all, because you had to have known that this was going to be front page, clickbait material for every content creator on YouTube. I mean, my Lord. I mean, look at it right there. Lazarus Planet, who cares? Clark Kent, Superman gets his secret identity back. So you got a pregnant Joker giving birth. Literally, this one page of Joker's comic, this one page of storytelling undid all of the momentum that DC should have had in this month one of the DC dawn of the DC universe. This is what everyone's talking about. They're not talking about the relaunch. They're not talking about the big event. They're not talking about how Dark Crisis wrapped up and all the ramifications of that. They're talking about this. So that's kind of my take on this. I really don't care about any of the, what they're trying to say about, whether politics or what they're trying to say about, the state of people in the world or whatever the purpose is behind this. If there even was one, this could have just been a, hey, I think we're going to do this kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger Jr. story, but with Joker. I don't care about any of that. The fact that DC's top brass was so inept that they not only let this book fly, but they let it fly and knowing it was coming out literally the week of their relaunch. Man, I mean, DC deserves to be in the state they're in with this kind of leadership. This is just beyond the pale, a masterclass of how to completely and totally sabotage your own success. That's what this is. So congratulations, DC. I hope this stupid gag was worth it. I mean, man, Joker really is a great villain. He just poisoned his entire comic book line. So that's kind of my take. As I said, I think this story was not particularly well written. I'm not a big fan of this artwork either. I don't normally like to, get too critical on artists as a comic creator myself, but you put your work out there, you've got to expect that people are going to have judgments on it, and I just don't think, I don't know, this artist to me doesn't seem like he's ready for prime time, or at least maybe his style's not suited for mainstream comics. I mean, maybe indie books and stuff out there, there's probably a book or a genre that fits the style. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this, and really the criminal of this story is just DC's leadership, who let this comic book slip at the time. Regardless, it probably should have just been scrapped altogether, but especially he should have made sure it wasn't coming out in January, the month of the great dawn of the DCU. What a bonehead mistake. So yeah, that's pretty much my only take on this. That's really what I took from it. I didn't get offended. I didn't take offense. I thought it was stupid. I kind of laughed, but not because I thought it was funny. I laughed because of how just DC can't stop making bad decisions. It's like they can't stop being the dumpster fire. They don't want to stop. They don't know how to stop. And right when you think the light's going to be there, I mean, I just reviewed Action Comics 1050 last week. I thought it was an okay book. I thought the way they brought Clark Kent back into the mix was pretty fun. I've got the Lazarus. I bought Lazarus Planet Alpha. I plan on reading it probably today. I was kind of excited, and then this just took all the wind out of the sails. Like, nope, I almost forgot. DC Comics is a train wreck. So, back to basics. God, I don't even know what else to say. I really don't even know what else to say about this just putrid comic and the bonehead collective series of decisions that went into having this comic come to print. So there it is. Take from that what you will. I want to know what you guys think. Did you read this comic? Whether or not you read the comic, just what do you think of the premise? I mean, I think it's stupid. I think I have no idea why Zatanna as a character would have done this. I have no idea why the baby was a Clayface baby. I have no idea why this book exists. I have no idea why Jim Lee or whoever's running DC Comics right now said, yeah, let's just put this out along with the rest of our relaunch titles and just kind of hope it flies under the radar. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but clearly, I don't think they got what they bargained for. So let's talk about the comments below. While you're down there, do all the usual stuff. Like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. Love to have you here. Again, like the video. It helps just kind of move this along, get more people in front of it. Helps this channel grow, and I really appreciate all you guys and all you've done to help this little channel kind of go from just a little thing to a kind of little thing. We're slowly growing. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Talk to you then. Bye.